you see the tactical country right here. And there's a third hall, farmyard. Answer your question? Anybody else? Here.
Sir, could you explain to them the young woman on the cadet side who oversaw the entire check-in that they took part of today?
Which young woman?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commandant spoke about diversity and how we train very fine young women. My Chief of Staff, Crystal Perez, who was running around today, oversaw the entire check-in from the cadet perspective that you saw. Allowed me to speak to each and every one of you. So you'll see, for those of you who have young women joining this organization, that we produce leaders of both genders. Crystal is by far one of the hardest working women I've had a pleasure to work with, and she's going to be the one that's keeping my life in check and making sure I'm staying between the goalposts. Thank you, sir.
Good point. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
The new academic building that you built where they'll do the tutorials, is that just for core, or is that for anyone on AMS?
Well, it's for anybody, but it sure helps if you wear a uniform when you go in there. And by the way, we're building our second one on the other side of the quad. We're renovating dorm 7, and on the end of that is going to be our second one. My goal is to have 4. My goal is to have 4. So any of you have a few $1 million laying around, you want to donate something, anybody wins the lotto anytime soon, but no, that building, because it's on campus, is open to anybody. But I got to tell you, it's 98% cadet. The biggest problem I had last year with non-cadets is when I offered tutoring and supplemental instruction, I was getting a lot of non-cadets showing up to the point where cadets couldn't get in the room. I had to go in there politely, ask folks to leave. I said, look, I'm paying for them. If there's room, you're more than welcome. But I'm not going to keep the cadet out of the room when I'm paying for them to get the benefit of this, not you. But for the most part, it's used by cadets. And if you ever go to the 4th floor, don't go to the 4th floor. There's 2 cadet lounges up there. That's where the fish love to hang out. That's their hideaway, because I've declared the Leadership Learning Center, that's Switzerland. It's neutral. So there's no, none of that. The fish can go hang out in that 4th floor lounge, and they do. They hang out, and you'll see them sprawled out, sleeping, and that's okay, because their grades reflect it. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
What is my daughter forgot something? She kind of mentioned it. She just texted me before they took the phone away from her.
Oh, that's too bad. You can send her home. I tell you what, afterwards, if you want to give us, we'll figure a way to make this work. You're not the first person that's happened to, by the way. It has happened before. We can take care of it, not a problem. Yes?
The tutoring for the harder classes, is that something that if they maintain a certain GPA, they'll necessarily have to see, or is it possible or do they need to get this?
No, that's a great question. What we're going to do, we really haven't made the decision yet exactly when, but as we look at grades, either getting the midterm or getting near the end of the semester, we're going to go ahead and say, okay, you've made a 3.0, for example, you no longer have to attend tutoring or supplemental instruction. It's now optional. We do the same thing when it comes to second semester. You posted a 3.5 as a freshman your first semester. Second semester, we allow you to have a 3.9. So there's an incentive tied to this. You'll also notice, if you look at some of the cadet uniforms, some you'll see a gold star up here above the name tag. That's a kid with a 4.0.
Wow.
That's a kid with a 4.0. Silver star, 3.5 or higher. Okay? We did, and I borrowed it from the academies. The academies have this thing called the star name. All right? And so we just borrowed the concept. If you see a cadet wearing a gold star, you keep that a 4.0. You see a kid with a silver star, 3.5 or higher. Okay? These are some pretty high-end kids. Our academic studs. Does that answer your question, man? Okay. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
The drill on Saturday, is it just to stand on the sidelines?
Yes.
No bleachers, you just stand?
There's no bleachers, but I would recommend bring lawn chairs. Bring the little fold-away you want to bring an umbrella, because even though it's 9 in the morning, you're in College Station, Texas.
And is it about an hour or how long does
Oh,
it?
it'll probably be over in about, all told about an hour. You know, you get there ahead of time, set up, by the time you get the review done with, you're talking about it. So if you want to bring lawn chairs, bring ice chests, you know, preferably with non-alcoholic beverages. You know, but by all means, you know, bring chairs, bring those foldaway chairs, umbrellas, bring whatever you want. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
If they're an Eagle Scout, or they like
They do. They're allowed to go. Even Eagle Scout awards.
just the
We have a ribbon for Eagle Scouts. We have a designation for those Eagle Scouts. We have a lot of Eagle Scouts. I gotta tell you, I wasn't a scout. We didn't have scouts in my neighborhood. We had gangs. But I gotta tell you, Eagle Scouts do very well. They do very well. They stay. Those are young men that know how to do university. They do very good.
Sir, Andrew Abbott right here is an Eagle Scout wearing that ribbon that
There you go.
General was talking about.
Andrew Abbott there is the deputy court commander. So you have a court commander, deputy court commander sitting up there. Yes, ma'am. Do you have a question?
Yes, I just got a follow-up question on that phone call. You know, I don't want to pry on why you made the phone call, but what is the most difficult thing in freshman in the whole of this time?
I think it varies from person to person. Some are going to say it's great, the fact that they're struggling academically. Some, we had a young female brigade commander 2 years ago. Except she's a lieutenant in the Army. She said, I cried for the first 6 weeks I was here. Every day I cried. I cried for the first 6 weeks I was here. You know, no, she missed her family. She was from Puerto Rico, and she missed her family. She said, I cried every day for 6 weeks. So I didn't think I was going to make this. She said, I would call my family just crying in tears. You know, that young lady went on to become one of our brigade commanders. We only had 9 major unit commanders in the entire corps. She was one of them and is now a lieutenant in the United States Army. So it varies. It runs the gamut of issues. For me, it wasn't the fact that it was hard. I just didn't like the idea of people yelling. I had people yelling. And I earned it. I mean, I deserved it. I got in trouble. I did dumb things. You know, I'd have people yelling at me. Push this again, you know. See, I gained about 20 pounds that first semester, and it was all up here. Push-ups for days. Yes, sir.
I want to share a similar story to yours. I'm glad to set before Mrs. 105. My freshman year, I made the phone call, and my mother answered, and I told her this wasn't for me, and I couldn't accept it for other schools, and I didn't want to put up with it anymore. She said, you come home, son. You don't have to put up with that. My dad was a World War II veteran, Bronze Star, Silver Star. And his discharge papers read like the conquest of Germany. D-Day, Ardennes, Forest, you name it. So he gets on the phone, and I told him the same story, and he says, are there bullets coming at you? I said, no, sir. And he said, well, maybe my freshman year was a little different than yours.
Great story. Yes, ma'am.
Do our children actually have their phones in their possession in their dorm?
Yes, they do.
Or are they taken away from them?
I stopped that when I got it. We don't take cell phones away from your sons and daughters. We don't do that. Okay? You know, we've gotten pretty draconian with the phones. I mean, I would walk up and down the hallway to check study hall, and the phones were laying out on the hallway. You know, listen, one of the lessons I try to teach these young men and women when they get here is you're now 18 years old. You're a legal adult. You're a young man or woman. We're going to treat you. and woman who can think for themselves and who can manage their time effectively. And so, I mean, they've got computers in the room too. They can Skype. They can get on Facebook. There's a lot of ways to communicate with the outside world without having to get on a cell phone. That's the beauty of technology. I mean, it's amazing how these kids can communicate now. So no, we don't take phones away. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, the parking garage on campus, right there in the center of campus, the parking garage, the coldest parking garage there in the center of campus, that's the one to use. It's on a Saturday morning, and there'll be plenty of parking available for you in the garage. It's the central campus garage. It's right there by the Coldest building. It's right across the street from the Core Center. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Oh, we don't send them home for Christmas. Here's what I'll tell you. During the fall, we have this thing called football. And football weekends are busy weekends for our cadets. During the week, of course, their academic day. On football Saturday, they're going to be tied up most of the day. Now, when I say tied up, what I mean is, there are social events with the parents, where the parents will come for a barbecue, and then they'll get ready. We'll open the dorms up, and then we got to bring all the cadets back in, get them dressed up, get ready for step off, so they can step off from the quad and go to march in the Cow Field. And if you haven't been on the quad for a step off, you need to go. Very, very special events in the Corps step off, because the Corps marches in the Cow Field. And then after the game, cadets are free. After the game, whatever time it ends, the cadets are free. Our first game is against Rice. It's an early game. It's 12 o'clock noon. The Corps will step off at about 10:30 that morning, march to the Cow Field for the game. And then after the game, they'll come back, and the youth will normally have an outfit barbecue. Highly recommend you attend. The youth will have a barbecue right there on the quad. Most of them have right there on the quad. Attend the barbecue with the unit, so you get a chance to meet the other parents and meet the cadets. Okay, but they're free for the rest of the weekend, pretty much until 6 o'clock Sunday evening. Okay? Which means Sunday, they can go to church, they can sleep in, they can study, they can do laundry, they can run out to Walmart, do what they got to do. But Sunday's pretty much there until 6 o'clock, and we go back into mandatory study time again for our freshmen and our sophomores. We have 3 open weekends in the fall and 3 open weekends. We call open weekends means there's nothing scheduled that weekend either by the university or the Corps for the cadets, which means they can go home. The first one is the weekend of 4-5 October, if I'm not mistaken. 4-5 October is the first open weekend, and that weekend all the cadets know there's nothing scheduled that weekend. Cadets can go home. Many cadets go home, many of them stay right here and study. Catch up on what they need to do. But that's the first open weekend. We got 2 more to include for the first time in God knows when. We have Thanksgiving weekend off. Woo! They will have all of Thanksgiving weekend off. We normally play football on Thanksgiving weekend around here. Okay, this is the first time in a long, long time where the cadets will not be able to go home for Thanksgiving. Their finals will take place the first week of December. If I'm not mistaken, it goes till what, the 7th?
Yes, sir. It's this. I believe the 7th is that Friday, and then finals are the 9th, 10th, and 11th, that Monday to Wednesday, sir.
So, and then when finals are done, they can go home. So whenever they finish their finals, they can head home. And they can go home until they've got to be back for classes to start in January. Okay? And then the same thing will take place. There's one big difference in the spring, is we have this thing called spring break. I'm not even going to try to address it. Spring break is spring break. That's a week. I think it's in March. We get spring break, and they'll be able to go for a week for spring break. The great thing about spring is we have things like Parents Weekend, Aggie Muster, Final Review, March to Brazos. We have a whole bunch of events that the Corps is involved in, where parents can get involved with us. Then it's your I'm gonna let the Fort Commander answer that. What do you think about
Yes,
that?
ma'am. What was your exact question then?
Freshman vehicles.
It's definitely helpful. However, they're joining. They're going to have freshman buddies. I personally did not have a vehicle until spring break of my freshman year when my uncle lives in Houston and I purchased a vehicle then. It does make it a little bit easier, of course, like having your own vehicle. But there are tons of cadets who have vehicles, and there will be buddies in this freshman class that are able to help. If you have the parking pass, is that what you mentioned? You already have the parking pass purchased. Then he'll be able to use that. The parking pass is activated on the 17th. We've already coordinated with transportation services to ensure that your freshmen's cars aren't in the wrong lots or whatnot, and they don't get ticketed or towed. We've already been coordinating that, and we'll make sure the vehicles get moved to the appropriate lots if need be.
Tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead, if anybody has any questions, I'll stick around up here. I don't wanna hold everybody up, but it's getting late, and you gotta get on the road. I just wanna say thanks for coming. Relax, it's gonna be okay. We'll take care of my promise you. We're investing in something, daughter. God bless you, be safe, and beat the hell out of right.